Bluff City Media presents the No Bluffing Podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes. Now, let's get to the show.
Grizz Nation, what's going on? I am Chris Ingram.
And I am Evan Hayes.
And this is the No Bluffing Podcast, where we keep it all the way real, all the way raw, and all the way honest about everything Grizzlies, man. About to get spicy today for sure.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
back to another one, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in. We are live on X on this Sunday morning before the Super Bowl. If you're catching this on YouTube on Monday, appreciate you tapping in for sure. But we got a lot to talk about, man. So I'm excited for the day, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in for sure. I ain't even got our names and titles up here, but it is what it is. It's gonna get spicy for sure. We got a lot to talk about.
Chris was amped up. He told me before the show. He said, "Do not hold back, cause I'm finna go crazy." So y'all in for a good one, cause Chris amped up. I'm amped up. We got a lot to touch on. Obviously,
got my juice in me.
Got my water in me.
Shout out to Celsius. Y'all need to go and sponsor your boy. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, sir.
But appreciate y'all. Either way, I know y'all ain't, but it's all good. But my boy, how was your week? Before we jump into it, man, give me some good news. Tell me how your week was. What you do this week, bro?
Hey, I wish I could tell you good news. Maybe it wasn't a bad week. You know, just getting adjusted to everything. You know, I thought I would be competing by this point, but I had a conversation with my coach. He was just like, "You look good, but we just want to save for outdoor." And he didn't want to ruin my eligibility. If y'all know how the NCAA rules of eligibility, if you compete, it's off. So he says no point of me running only 1 or 2 indoor meets and getting rid of my eligibility when I can get a whole nother indoor season back. So had that, honest conversation with him. He was like, "It's nothing I'm not doing wrong. He just wants me to be ready for outdoor." So
right.
But logistically, I get it, but the competitor in me hates that.
Let me run out there. Let me go and get out there.
You feel me? But logistically, I get it. So, just had to have those honest conversations with him this week. But other than that, it was good. Last night, I worked another game for A&M, did sideline reporting. That was dope. Just getting my feet wet in that realm, just live interviews, talk to the players, talk to the coaches, that type of space, which is a new thing for me, which in my journey of being a media person, I'm trying to just check all the boxes I can. So that was dope. The atmosphere, of course, on the HBCU Division I level is big. So it was Greek. Sure. It was Greek night yesterday. So like you said, all the frats and sorors, they was all there. So now it was good. It was a good week, just getting my work done and just keep chopping that tree. But what about you, bro? How was your week? I know the little girls had a birthday yesterday. Tell me about that and tell me how your week went.
Man, yeah, I can't remember if I talked about it on here before, but yeah, both of my daughters had the same exact birthday, bro. Same exact. They were born an hour apart, February 7th. One was out at 12:46. The other one was out at 1:50. So like 3 years apart, but they basically twins. It's crazy. But yeah, man, it was amazing. Friday was the actual birthday. So we had baby girl. She took, cookie cakes and all kind of stuff to school. She was all happy about that. But then yesterday was the actual party for both of them. Yeah. And yeah, bro, just try and make it special. For like I said, for both. I don't know at what age it's gonna finally get to where my oldest daughter, like, hey, I need my own thing or whatever. But for right now, they love it, they enjoy it. You probably saw on Instagram, saying happy birthday. They both had smiles on their face, bro. So yeah, just amazing time. But glad it's over, be honest, because from Christmas to now, it's a month and a few days before. So trying to make sure that both of them days is special for both of them is it's a lot, but we made it work. So now we can kind of chill for a little bit,
Yeah. By the time your oldest one about 10, she could be like, "Okay, y'all, I'm a big girl now. I'm double digits now. Let me do my own." That's my guess. Because 10,
a lot of people were saying like 12 right before she hit like a teenager,
middle school.
But we'll see.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they got a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? They obviously one is only one, but the oldest, I think she like to include a little sister in a lot. So we'll see. I don't know if that's gonna change, but for right now, It's a beautiful thing, man.
Nah, that's dope. Family is number one, so we love to see that, man. But yeah. I just run me through it on that day, not when tangent, but when your wife was like, "Dang, we finna have another kid," on the same, like, run me through that when she heard her water, bro. You was like, "Ain't no goddamn way."
No, bro. This the crazy part, right? So my first daughter, Elena, bro, her due date was January 29th.
Oh, she was late.
Yes, over a week late.
Yeah,
and we had everything set up for her. We were going through a birth center. They knew it could be at any moment because she was past the due date. So, everybody was on call waiting. And, that morning of, that was cool. Everything kind of flowed perfectly. Like, we put the YouTube video for the whole thing. Like, it was, not the whole thing, but like the majority of the whole thing you can see without being too rated off.
Yeah.
But as far as the second one, her due date was January 29th too. So we already even planned this. So after the 29th, we're like, nah, bro, she gonna get her own day. Like, she's gonna come before the 7th for sure. Like, we know this gonna happen. So we going to fast forward her last appointment on February 6th. This is her last appointment. They're like, look, if things is looking good, we're gonna kind of, plan to kind of go forward. If not, we may have to do some different things. So, bro, I'm on a work meeting, driving her down to the birth center we was going to go to this time. Again, we start trying to do the exact same thing. Birth centers, for those that people don't know, love it. Please seek that. It's cheaper than the hospital. It is a better experience in the hospital, and you can be home the next day, long as or actually the same day if you don't have any complications. Love the whole aspect of that. Mm-hmm. We headed down there. They said, you know what? We're gonna have to induce her because the sac is getting kind of dry. That's home for the baby. We probably gonna have to induce her. So now we running like chickens with our head cut off with our oldest daughter with us at the time because we think we just gonna come back home.
Yeah.
So now we got to figure out something. At the time, my dad was in the hospital in Memphis going through some stuff. My mom was with him, but she had to leave him. We had to basically do a swoop and swap. She had to leave him to come get my daughter so she can stay with her. And so we get to the hospital that night. Long story short, she started having like a bunch of stuff coming in. Like I said, you look up, I think it was like 10 a.m. on the 7th. And we go to pushing. The next thing you know, 1 o'clock. Drop.
Crazy.
So I'm like, bro, you couldn't either come on the 6th or the 8th. You couldn't hold out a little bit, even if it was midnight. Like, at least you got your own day. But like, she was like, no, I want to be with my big sister. So hey, beautiful thing, bro.
Beautiful thing, bro. That's crazy. That's love, bro.
I appreciate you letting me tell that story, bro. It gave me a little sentimental. Give y'all a good little a piece of positive energy because I don't know how much positivity can be on this show. So
probably very, very minuscule amount of positivity on this show right now. Just forewarning, if y'all don't like us talking negative, this may not be the episode for y'all. If y'all don't like us talking raw and uncut, as we always say. So,
right. I don't even want to call it negative. I'm just gonna say honest, bro. And like you said, hey, if you want everything to be peaches and cream and you know what? Because I think y'all first on my list anyway, for my little docket. So you might want to cut this off. But anyway, we ain't got no news. We ain't got none of that. So what we're going to do, Evan, real quick is we're going to hop in and out. I know you got to get on the road back to the M for the Super Bowl. My parents going to do the same thing. They going back to the M for the Super Bowl. So I want to get them up out of here as well safely. But we're going to go ahead and hit the first and only commercial break of the day so y'all can get that information about all the other shows we got coming. And on the other side of the break, we're going to get into it. We got a lot
to talk about.
Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You got to figure out a way to play to the strengths of John Morant. He is good playing with the ball in his hands and playing in screen and roll action at some point. Now, can they figure out how to get more screen and roll action? Who's going to be that guy? Because I say, if it's going to be Zach Edey, then they got to do it more often so he gets accustomed to the angles of how to set screens in the NBA. With the speed of John Morant and how he likes to get to the basket, which way, because he got very comfortable with getting open because he got screen set by Jonas Valanciunas and Steven Adams. Mm-hmm. You're talking two of the best bigs in the game at getting a guard open by setting screens. John Morant's also going to have to do better in terms of what other ways can I be successful to help this team win? Jaren is elevated. Dez is elevated. The bench is elevated. So now he doesn't have to do it all, but you still have to be impactful when you're on the floor.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Time changes all these hard stances that Jimmy Butler has. I think he'll realize that, you know, a lot of these hard stances that he has are not beneficial to his ultimate goal, which is to win and also get paid in either next year or in a couple of years. And, of course, he's changed his mind on Memphis. But what people have to understand is that these reports aren't coming from Memphis. I don't think that Memphis's desire to get Jimmy Butler has increased any in the last few weeks. Now, I'm not saying that Jimmy Butler's not coming to Memphis and there won't be a Jimmy Butler trade. I'm not saying that at all. But these type of things, these are obviously coming from Jimmy's camp. They're trying to stir certain things up. And I said this when people were tripping about, you know, setting his jersey on fire and, you know, talking bad about Jimmy Butler and all these type of things. I was like, just let it play out, bro. Like that makes sense now. But, you know, as this thing tightens up, I'm sure he'll realize, damn, Memphis is good. And if I want an opportunity to do anything, I probably need to go somewhere and play and show myself, show and prove to somebody. So I'm not really tripping about that at all.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the No Bluffin Podcast, where we keep it all the way real, all the way raw, all the way honest about everything Grizzlies. I am Chris Ingram. To my right is my right hand man, Evan Hayes. Man, make sure y'all tap in with us on Twitter, X, as well as our main pod page as well. First, before I go forward, bro, am I lagging at all on your end?
Good to me.
Cool. Man, I just had a notification on my phone about my Wi-Fi, so I just wanted to make sure. Let's jump into it, bro. I know this conversation is gonna kind of go all over the place, and I'm fine with it. That's kind of what I want to do today. You know, damn structure, you know, damn, you know, trying to be
former league. Nah.
Yeah, we taking it out
that,
man, because that's what done got us probably to the point where we at. So I'm sick of this shit. So anyway, let's start with, man, the Grizzlies losing to the Thunder. I know we had you know, a short week, a small week as far as games played. But the one that everybody was waiting on from the last time we talked anyway on last week was the Thunder game. Everything else was cool. Everything else was fine. The guys did what they had to do. But the big test, bro, you know, especially coming out of the deadline, which we're going to kind of get into as we, you know, I got two topics lined up, but it'll probably be a lot of just intersecting between both. So feel free, bro. Like I said, if you want to jump to something, don't all the gloves is off today.
Sure.
But this is the game that everybody was looking towards because, number one, we were finally healthy for the first time
in 3 years. 3 years.
I was about to say, bro, like I don't know if we had a clean. Yeah, I don't think we had a clean report. So, to this point, I'm gonna kind of let you, you know, jump it off, bro. Just, you know, from what you saw with the game last night versus the Thunder, highly anticipated. They didn't have all their guys. We did. I get you moving and grooving back into, you know, getting guys, you know, just kind of integrating into the system. But just overall, bro, what was your thoughts on the game? What were some of the things that you saw? And anything coming out of that game, you know, I know we play them two more times, but anything just moving forward against the Thunder, how we line up with them, just what was your thoughts?
First thing first, in layman's term, we got our ass kicked. Just to call it straight up, we just got our ass kicked. Very disappointing, not just offensively, defensively. It's just the effort. Like, I don't know why in these like big prove-it games we come out dead and going half speed. I don't get it at all. Like, first half, we went down by, I believe, like 15 or 19 points in the first half. The energy in the building wasn't there. The body language was bad on the team. That's the type of stuff that I've been preaching this whole year, that I don't understand why it's like that when the ball is tipped. That's the first thing. Second thing, we couldn't stay in front of anybody. Like Shea, he was getting wide open rim runs. He had 32 last night. He got to the free throw line a whole bunch. And I'm not going to try to talk on the whole foul baiting and him between him and Ja discrepancy and all that. Obviously, Ja doesn't get the calls that SGA gets. We all know that. But just the amount of easy lanes Shea had to the rim just to get to the free throw line was bad. Now, one, we couldn't guard the three-point line. That guy Wiggins, what's his name? He like 6 threes. Yeah, he had 8 threes last night. 8 for 13 for the 3-point line. We've been talking about all year how our 3-point defense has been terrible, but we have a guy that's solely in the game to shoot the 3 ball. Couldn't do that. And lastly, rebounding. I don't know what. Normally, we're on paper the best rebounding team in the league, but for some reason last time we couldn't get a rebound to save our life. Mm-hmm. One guy, Isaiah Hartenstein, killed us on the boards, and Jalen Williams had a lot of offensive rebounds as well. That all 3 of those things together aren't a recipe for success at all. Second thing, and I got to get on TJ for this. These rotations sometimes they were not on par whatsoever. There was times where we making a run with Tripp on the floor, and Tripp goes on like a little 8-0 run, and then take him out the game. You sit Jalen Williams and Edie the whole second half. Maybe they did look a little green, but right now Edie's our biggest rebounder right now, and you let Isaiah Hartenstein keep dominating Tripp and BC on the boards and Santi.
Keep them in there Edie, too, because I'm sick of y'all, man. Go ahead, bro. I'm so sick of the Santi gas up. It's crazy.
Yeah, Edie may look a little green out there, but he's also 7'4". Just having him out there could just help the rebound a little bit, because just the presence, just the presence on the floor. That was lacking in the whole second half. That's why I understand why. Like, I don't get Stealing Jalen Williams, but I can rationalize it because Vince and Gigi were playing halfway decent. Vince was playing good defense. Gigi was craning off the dribble. I can get that. But you can't give me a good reason why Edie should have been sitting the whole second half. And last thing, I got to talk about our superstar. And I'm saying this, I know you're a fan of the show, and I know the family has watched us a few times. I'm saying this out of love. Ja Morant, you are undoubtedly a top 5 talent in the league. In my opinion, you are better talent than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But last night, you did not put that on display. You just didn't. It starts from you, bro. Like, you are the head of the snake. And if you come off the energy dead, looking for calls and all, like, I expected Ja to come in like on fire this game. Like those matches we used to line up against Steph, he came up on fire. He came out when he lined up against Ant. Those type of games where we've seen Ja come out from the tip, aggressive, getting to the rim, playing great defense, getting in people's face, talking. We didn't see that fire last night, and that was the most disappointing. Out of everything I said, that was disappointing for me. Like, I get it. He said in the post-game presser how like this is his first time seeing them since they've been good. But I honestly don't care about that. Like, I honestly don't care. You are undoubtedly a top 5 player in the league. Like, in my opinion, top 5 player in the league. When healthy, playing at your apex. But when you line up against probably the MVP of the league right now, you didn't raise it to the occasion just on the effort end, just energy. Like, it was times where, like, sometimes we need him to punch. I feel like he split the Wayne one. No, yeah, he did it behind the back. When he smoked that layup in the second half, when we was trying to make a run, that's an opportunity for him to get up and try to punch that thing. Like, it's that type of stuff. When we're slowly trying to inch the game back, like, yeah, you missed a layup, but at least try to dunk the ball, because that's an energy shifter that the team needed.
Right.
That's the type of stuff where frustrates me the most, because as our superstar, as our leader on the floor, as our head of the snake, it starts with you. Like, these are the type of games where everybody was saying, like, yo, Jaren is the best player. Like, yeah, Jaren is playing great. Like, I love Jaren. We've loved the resurgence that Jaren has had this season. But these are the games that clearly shows that who's the best player, who we need in these type of situations. I'm not saying that to have a slight on Jaren or put John and Jaren against each other. I'm just saying on that commentary, these are the games that clearly show that when we need who to put that Superman cape on, it's going to be number 12.
Undoubtedly, bro. I just want to jump in. I want you to continue, but I just want to touch on that because it's fresh. Like, stop, bro. Stop. No, as a fan base, like, stop taking stuff so personal when people say that. This team, and we've talked about it on here before, this is Ja Morant's team. Yes, Jaren has been having his best season, and he's probably been playing better consistently this season, but better play doesn't make you the best player.
Thanks.
Like, everybody knows that, like, the 1A is the 1A. I don't care what team it's on, maybe probably outside of Boston. I think Boston is probably the only team that you can toss it up and be like, yeah, we don't know.
You never,
But like most teams, you know who's the alpha of that team. And I remember it was some just kind of silly talk about Jaren being the out. Like, no, bro. Like, Ja Morant is the guy, period, point blank. And when you icing him out, when you're not, doing certain things to elevate him. And like you said, got to put some onus and accountability on him as well when he's not being himself, which is factors to that, which I want to touch on here in a second. But like, yeah, that's what drives us. And we're not going anywhere without him basically leading us, period, point blank.
X. And like you said, like I'm not putting like Ja just played terrible. Yes, Ja could have got foul calls. We could have ran more screen. Like we was running so many screen rolls with him and E the past few games, but this game we just didn't want to go to it. Like that's the stuff like coaching wise, I get it. But I still have to get on Ja for like, yo, forget all that. Like I'm taking this matchup personally. And we're speaking because we've seen him do it on a lot of occasions. When he lined up against LeBron, we lined up against Steph and Ant and these type of guys, Ja takes those matchups personally.
Yeah.
It just seems like with SJ, he hasn't risen to the occasion yet against him, at least this version of SJ, the MVP version of SGA.
He ain't played him yet. He said that, like you said, he said it. He hasn't played SGA at this level. The last time that Ja played him, I think I saw the highlights before the game. Like he had a fresh retwist like he had last night. The dreads was a little shorter, but the fresh retwist had the same exact, accessory set up, and he was taking it to him. Yeah. I was like, yeah, Shay ain't talking about shit. But last night I'm looking at it, bro. And it's as a team, 32. It ain't just them. He had 32. Yeah. Jalen had 25. They got 26 from Wiggins, which was crazy wild to me. And you look Caruso at our top three, 20, 19, and 16, bro. That shit don't get it done. Never gonna get it done. Never.
So I don't get it, bro. Like I don't get why these type of games, like we have to like this again. We had another Luke Kennard game where you don't want to shoot the ball. Like it can like I'm sorry, like I'm speaking like it's all good when we're beating up on the Wizards and the Pistons and these type of teams and the Spurs. Or like it's cool. Like if Luke Kennard has a 25-point game against the Pistons, good job, bro. Like cool. If you want to put up 3 shot attempts against the Thunder, what are we doing? Like these are the teams we playing in the playoffs. This could be a West Conference Finals matchup. Like I hated that it seemed like Gigi and Vince was the only dudes playing with some fire like throughout the whole game. Like Vince was trying to lock up. Gigi at least was trying to get to the cup. You feel me? Like Gigi still put up 7 shot attempts. He got the free throw line. He missed his free throw. Like at least Gigi and Vince. It seemed like the only guys that really wanted to hoop like the whole 48 minutes was Gigi and Vince. There were spurts where like we tried to rattle a little bit and all that when Dez hit a few threes, but why does it take Gigi and Vince, who's not in your top rotation, like who's not like top 3, top 5 in the rotation right now yet? They're the ones playing with fire the whole game, and this has been the highly anticipated matchup the whole season. Right. Like that's the type of you feel me? Like you gotta wake up for these games. And it's on the coach to prepare you for these games. It's up to the players to have your own personal accountability to wake up for these games from the jump. Like I don't get it, man. Like I want to say it was close to an embarrassment, like real time, because we were not in that game. Like we just weren't. Like we got our ass kicked from the tip. You feel me? Like it looked like we shouldn't have been it looked like they were clearly the better team. And on paper, they should not be the better team, but on the court, they are clearly the better team right now.
They connected, bro. They connected. Like I said, I'm gonna kind of intertwine both of these as we go, and y'all probably see the ticker change as we go on the bottom. But bro, we constantly getting our ass whooped by good teams, and I'm tired of y'all like trying to excuse that shit. We constantly getting our ass whooped every single time. Outside of like I've heard people say, we beat Boston. Well, yeah, we did beat them in Boston. That was a good win. They played well. Ja got up for the challenge. I appreciate that. They won the second night, but back to back as well. You know what I'm saying? So
OKC was last night too. Just
OKC. We talked about that Nuggets win. The Nuggets, neither time we played them, and back-to-back games while they sat in Memphis over like I think a 3-day stretch. They didn't have Jokic on either game, not one. We have not played Jokic yet. So yes, we beat the Nuggets, but on paper, one of the top 2-3 best players in the entire NBA did not play. Same thing with the Mavs. Did they have Kyrie tonight?
Luka didn't play. I don't think Kyrie played either.
Yeah, like y'all can keep on like making the excuses, like unless y'all gonna give context.
Sengun didn't play when we beat the Rockets.
Right. Now Ja didn't play that game, so it's cool. I get it.
It's even out, but still,
you know. But we thought when Ja has played, we've gotten our ass kicked by them twice. So, like, oh no, was that
three times?
So we got one win out of it.
3 times.
Like, bro, like I'm just sick of. Let me just say this whole thing with like every time you have a critique on social media about the team or even with different shows. I know Sane get it. I know because see, it's only a certain amount of people in. I don't even want to call it media. I'm just gonna say that put out content about the Grizzlies. There's only a certain amount of people that I ain't gonna say honestly, because some people may feel that way, but objectively critique the team. Like some people gonna go all the way left, some people gonna go all the way right. But it's very rare that people objectively are gonna critique what's going on. And for whatever reason, you got these super positive fans that no matter what happens, everything is peaches and rainbows, and you're a negative person, you're a negative fan, you know, you Grizz dark Twitter, you all these you're miserable, you all these things because you call out what you're seeing on the court. And for me, it's a slap in the face and it's irritating as hell because it's like nobody, I don't care, bro, if you Grind City Media, Bluff City Media, friend, family, foe, neighbor, I don't care who you are, you'll never like. You're not gonna take away my fandom for the team that I grew up watching. You know, from I can't even remember how old I was when the Grizzlies got here, but like my love for the team and what I do, like, bro, I have not anymore, but like I've had like arguments with my wife about the Grizzlies, like my commitment and my love for this team. You know what I'm saying? Some of this shit is stupid too, on my part,
man.
Like, I'm sitting out to eat and I got my phone set up because I'm trying to see what's happening on the game. No, I need to be present with my family. So don't ever talk to me about like. Yeah, you're never gonna change how I feel about the team. I know how I feel about this team, and I want to win, bro. Like Ja Morant being in this city, like I said on this podcast, I want to say it was the first time that Ja had the first gun incident, bro. It was damn near the tears because the shit let me, you know what I'm saying? I was so frustrated with how everything went down. Not because I feel like I still stand on the side of I don't feel like he did something super wrong. Was it stupid?
No,
yes, but he had been banished and all this shit. No,
hell no.
But because of the ramification that I knew was coming behind it, I was just a little upset because I'm like, damn, bro, like you can do so much for the city. I was just casting crazy vision that day. And like that's, you know, outside of that, like with everything that's going on, I know what this team can do for the city. I know what Ja does for the city. And so do I want to let some people that just want to be super positive for the whatever reason or this nerdy ass front office and coaching staff, do I want them to potentially kill whatever momentum that we own or what we could have going forward, not just for the team, but like I said, for the city, it's bigger for me.
Yeah,
man, hell no, I'm not with that at all. So I want to just start and address that there. Like again, we're gonna keep it honest. I give praise when it's due, but I'm also gonna be honest because it's sports, bro. Like so, yeah. I just want to start there. As far as the game last night, shout out to Ed tapping in with us.
What's up, bro? I'm coming home. Tell mom and pops I'm coming home as soon as this over with.
Man, like I get that, you know what I'm saying? It could be a lot worse for sure. The problem for me, Ed, is and I know that's kind of dibbling dabbling, but like I said, I'm gonna keep going back and forth. But it don't even care. It don't matter today. We're gonna keep it honest about everything.
Facts.
It could be way worse. I get that, but like you can't let where you came from being an enemy of going where you're trying to go. Like, I think there's a lot of times, I ain't trying to get too political, but like even it's
a nation.
Yeah, as a nation, especially as a race, like we be always good with having just good enough. And it's like, well, yeah.
Why be mediocre? Why settle for when there's clearly another level you can hit?
Why not be great? Like we good, but why not be great? Why can't we have, you know what I'm saying, you know, Dom Perignon or whatever the top. I don't even know. It may be a
top wine, the top whiskey.
Yeah. Why we got to get out of Walmart the Andre that's $5? Like, no, I want to get the good stuff, bro.
Premium stuff.
Like we so close to being there. But just try to get back on the game real quick before I go into my whole franchise thoughts and things like that. And again, please feel free to jump in, bro, at any moment. Them not playing the rookies in the second half was the absolute dumbest shit I've ever seen. When you literally just quadrupled down on youth 2-3 days before, basically, and I listened to the same show and other people that talked about it. You basically gave your young guys the confidence, or at least
we believe in you.
We believe in y'all.
Facts.
Do I think that's smart?
No.
Hell no. Like, no, that's not smart at all. But you did it, and so we got to deal with what we at this point.
Yeah. And then the first test you have, literally the first test after post deadline, you say, nah, you know what, Jalen and Edie,
y'all come sit next to me
for the whole second half. When we could have needed, especially Edie. Like I said, I don't get it, but I get the framework, I guess. But Edie, it didn't make any sense. I'm sorry. When we get killed on the boards.
To me, it's like, again, if you're gonna double down on it, you're not gonna bring no help. The only way this dude gonna get better because
the reps. He need reps.
Hopefully, Lord willing, we see them in the playoffs, and because it's gonna be more than likely a late, third round matchup. More than likely at this point, you want him to get them reps on the SGA. Okay, I failed in a regular season game, but like I can watch film, I can see where I can get better. This man got a half of film.
Yeah, 12 minutes. He got 12 minutes of film on him.
Yeah, like that don't. And let's keep it G, right? Wells wasn't the only one that was getting cooked last night.
I know everybody was. Everybody was. It wasn't just on. Don't just put it on Jalen. Like Jalen was getting torched. Like everybody was getting their ass. Like no one. We couldn't stay in front of anybody. We couldn't stay in front of Jalen Williams. We couldn't stay in front of Shea. We couldn't stay at the other Jalen Williams. We couldn't guard Wiggins. Like we could not guard yesterday. Like
nope.
Simple as that. Like we could not guard anybody. It's what Patrick Williams used to say. Cone. Like. That's how we was looking on some position. Like that's how we was looking. So I don't try to put hate on Edie and Jalen just because they got the like metaphorical finger pointed at them because they got set.
Right.
Like that's why I don't get that scapegoat mentality. Like, oh, they weren't playing with us. We set them. Like, nah, like everybody was getting their kick. If you gonna go down with the ship, go down with everybody.
With your guys.
Like just stick to your guns, you feel me? That have two, you got number 1 and 2 in rookie of the year vote that's been playing well this whole year, and then when they don't meet your standards, you sit them with the biggest whatever. That's why I put that. You want to in the biggest test of the year so far against the number 1 team in the league. Right? Nah, that's bull. That's bull to me, bro. Like this bull. Yep. Like that's bull. That's straight bull.
It's on brand though. It's on brand. It's a lot of bullshit we're gonna talk about today. Yeah, that just rubbed me the entire wrong way, bro. Because, and again, I'm gonna keep coming back to it. I don't care how nobody feel. You let Jake play through his mistakes. I don't know if it was because you was trying to build up his trade value, but you let him play through mistakes a lot this season. And again, he had his flashes, but in an important game like this, especially when I look on social media and I see Jake, speaking to the fans, lighting the beam with a smile on his face. Like,
piss you off.
Like, bro, you got to keep, bro, give these dudes the same chance that you've given everybody else that you've tried to play, basically push on
Laravia, like
Zaire, give these dudes the same, bro.
Who are better than those guys, but those guys may be Jenkins guys because Jenkins may have saw those as project players and he wanted to mold into this and that. No one expected, and I don't care what the front office said, no one expected Jalen Williams to be good this early. Like nobody. I don't care if Jenkins climbing.
No, Jenkins said, he said, I think, what was it, Friday?
What he said?
He said that he said we expected him to spend a lot of time in the G League this season.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Him to play.
Exactly. Okay, so I was right then. I was thinking, so no one expected Jalen Williams to be this good. So the fact that he's not the guys that you handpicked from the jump, you're punishing him by sending him when a game where he needs game reps. If you're anointing him as your wing for this year, at least for the foreseeable future, you don't sit him. And on Edie, we've been talking about extensively how they've been mistreating Edie for half the season, damn near the whole freaking season.
He's been on a run for like 3 games.
He straight double-doubles. And now, again, a game where he needs reps because he's going to run into another Isaiah Hartenstein, and Chet Holmgren wasn't even there. Let's not forget about that. He's going to run into another Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein type matchup, and he's going to need, especially if you're not planning on bringing in another big in the buyout market, a free agent market, which you didn't do, and we're going to talk about that. You need Zach Edey to get these reps, bro. Like let him get his licks in. Like let him get his ass. Let him get his ass kicked. Like everybody talking about that game where he played Steven Adams, he got his ass kicked. He needs those games. Like I'm sorry. Like I don't care. I don't care how many. Like yes, Edey was a great college basketball player. He played 4 years in college. Cool, but it's different when you get to the NBA level where you have other grown men that are physically stronger and bigger than you. You need those reps, bro. So don't sit the man the whole second half because he's not giving you what you want right then. And we're still getting killed on the boards either way. So you might as well keep him in the game. Because we're already getting murdered on the boards.
We already know it is what it is with Jaren. Jaren's never going to be a rebounder unless, again, you get a coach that just basically comes here and makes him do it, which I think should happen. But anyway, that's another thing. I'm gonna get off of that, bro. That's number one for me. That was stupid as hell. Number two, I guess it's still kind of hovering with Edie as well. It was a point in that game in the second half where they start coming back, bro. I think they got the lead down to maybe 12, if I'm not mistaken. And
got to 9 a few times too. Got to 9, 8 a few times. Yeah.
Jaren and Edie was in the game at this particular time that I'm talking about, and me and my dad was sitting here, bro, like kind of laughing about it because I was like, watch he about to take out one of these dudes. Well, goddamn it, he took out both of them at the same time. And as a game where you already you're losing with size already, you know, again, we didn't make any moves for a big, which I told you, bro, like, and they kind of doubled down on that. They doubled down on both, actually. But I told you I felt like we needed both a wing and a big during this trade season. But I told you that I felt like a big, to me, was even more important than the wing. You look up last night and you took out two of your biggest guys that probably give you the best chance to rebound and defend at the rim. And you bring in freaking Scottie Pippen, and I think it was either BC or Santi. And I'm like, Josh still in the game. First of all, Scottie should not be playing now. Like, trade deadline is over. We have our 10 that should be playing solid minutes. Everybody's healthy. Scottie should be man number 11 right now. And this is before you talk about Bagley and Huff and, you know, Jitty. He's at the end of the rotation, obviously. But he took them out while they're like trying to get back in the game. And you bring in Scottie, and immediately he gets out there, bro. And he gave up something on defense. No. What did he do? He actually got a ball knocked off a player. That's what it was. And I told my dad, I laughed. I said, now watch, he going to go down there and take the next shot because he feel like he earned it. And I bullshit you not. Scottie went down there and immediately, I'm talking about, didn't look around. What Tony Allen say? Look up, look around. Or what did he say? Don't look down, look around. He didn't look down or look around. That mug, he went down there immediately, RIP Bernie Mac, and shot the ball. And I'm just like, this is what I was talking about, I think, a week or two ago, where it's no defined roles. You letting the dude that makes probably the least amount of money on the team do whatever the hell he wants to do. Wow, you got the dude that you're paying the most money to out there with him. He's the one getting, you know, feeling some kind of way. Like, it's just so weird and stupid, bro. And it goes back to, like you was talking about Ja earlier, and I get it too to a certain extent. I do want to throw this in there too, though. And I saw some Thunder fans kind of discussing this about the free throw disparity, right? Like, I think we won the free throw battle as far as how many we got, but the problem is the mentality of the game kind of was already gone. Like, we started watching the game behind a lot of people because we got back home late, so we started it from the beginning. And I wasn't watching my phone because I didn't want to know what was happening. I wanted to see everything in real time. And I'm watching the game, bro, and I'm sitting there like, oh, they finna take us out the game already. These ticky-tack fouls that they were calling very, very early, and then you're not calling the same thing.
The flow of the game. The flow of the game got messed up.
It's completely off. And now, yes, you should be mentally tough. I get that, bro. That people want to say that, I get it. But if it's clear, like it's clearly an agenda to where y'all are letting these folks get, you know, barely tapped and y'all calling these fouls. And then on the other end, we're not getting anything at all. I can understand why Ja is frustrated early on, and it's hard for him to get locked in because now I see all night this is what's finna happen. So, like, and at a point where the game get out of hand, it's a little bit too late. Like, it's 30, you got a 30-point lead or whatever it was, 20, 25 points, and we see what's going on. I hate to say that, bro, but at a certain point when you see something, it's like, all right, bro, like, it is what it is. I
can't roll. I can't roll with that one, bro. Nah, you still got a hoop, bro. I can't. I see what you're saying though. But just a competitor, bro, you still got to go and hoop, bro. Like, forget the cause of some. Like,
I'm saying forget the cause. Why. I'm not saying that this. I'm not agreeing with what Ja did at all. I'm not saying, or even them as a whole, because they all got a part to play.
They all checked out. They all checked out.
All I'm saying is I could see why. I'm not excusing it. I want to make that clear and clear that up. I'm not excusing it. I just can see why. And they're gonna have to get somebody from the top, leadership, that can tell them when them games are going like that. Taylor Jenkins probably should have got thrown out first quarter.
You need something to get the energy going. Like, you need something. That's why I said, like, because Josh said in the post game, like, yeah, his dad got threw out, so he didn't have to. Sometimes you need something to happen on the, like, it was too late at that point, but like, oh my gosh, like Anthony Carter, TJ, somebody get up and say something. Like, you need something, leadership, like you said, you have to know what gets your guys going. Y'all have been together with this same core for 6-7 years now. You should know what, if Ja looks checked out, what you need to tell him. If Jaren looks checked out, if Dez looks checked out, you should know, being that's your big three, you should know what you need to do in certain times. If TJ needs to get thrown,
he don't know how to. He don't know how to.
That's the bull I be talking about.
He don't know, bro. He can't get through the job. They can do the little dance in the beginning and all that shit. I don't care about that. He can't get Ja primed up, bro. He pressing it, like a lawnmower, the old school, where you got to prime the gas more.
Yeah,
he can't do it, bro. Josh is going to prime himself right now. He can't do it.
I don't like that's the thing that I guess it gets me so upset with this team, because I feel like it's not like, yes, we can talk about the roster all day, but when it comes to like personnel, who's making the decisions, that's where I feel like our shortcomings are the most. Because there's no reason why we have a top 5 player. Like, go down the history of the NBA. All the top GOATs, they all quote a coach that knew how to push their buttons that could get them going. Because, yes, we talk about Kobe moment mentality, all that. Like, yes, Kobe was a crazy MF, but Phil Jackson still knew what to say to get to that dude. Absolutely. Still knew what to say to get to Shaq. Like, it was times, it was Kobe was telling a quick story where, like, it was like in the 03 season where Kobe went on that stretch, he had like 40 straight games, right? Like, he had 9 straight games of 40, and Shaq was out. And Phil came to Kobe like, yo, we losing the big fella. I need you to dial it back a little bit. Like, that's still the one-to-one communication. Kobe, he could have got 4, but no, he dunked in the Shaq. He got a dunk They was playing the Clippers, dunk, and then Shaq was good from that. You got to have that relationship with your players that, okay, hey, Jaren, losing Ja a little bit. We need to do a little something to get Ja going, or just vice versa. Like exactly. LeBron talks about how Eric Spoelstra used to light his ass up all the time. Like Michael Jordan talks about Phil. Like, everybody, you go down the precipice of the league of all time. Every star player quotes a coach that could light that fire on them light the fire on the team at the right time. Like, that's literally the recipe. There is no way around it. There is no way around it. No,
Jesus felt like him being on the court, I guess, gave him the most, advantage to win. But I say this, bro, you ain't even running your own offense, so no, they don't need you out there.
No, because Isla running.
He the one created it. And look, this is the other thing. If you gonna coach from a sheet, I'm gonna tell you, like this. I'm sitting there laughing so hard, bro, because I'm sitting there watching it. He put in Jaren. I think it was a minute left in the second quarter. He put him in, and I'm like, oh, you wait till now to put him in. And then guess what he put in with 3 seconds left on the clock? Ja Morant. I'm like, why are you no, it was the first quarter. Sorry.
Yeah, first quarter.
I said, bro, why are you putting Ja in with 3 seconds left? What does that do? And we want defense, I think. Like, you clearly are trying to shave off his. I'm talking about down to the T of a spreadsheet. You are not coaching on field, bro. Like,
no, you coaching on formulas, bro. Sometimes that's not how it goes.
Theory. My dad said the best, bro. He said he's coaching and teaching on basketball theory, and it's not from no experience.
It's not a math equation. It's not a math equation. That's how he's going on. He's like, if I do this step to this step to this step, it leads to this result, and that is not how the game of basketball. Sometimes it works, but most times that is not how it works. If I get it's like the scientific method. You try this, you make it go wrong. That's how he plays basketball. Like, I'm not saying that every coach has to have 15 years of NBA experience or 30 years of colleges. But I'm not saying that. Right. But like, you gotta have some type of feel of the game to know when the flows and the premise of the game. You gotta know how to speak to your team, what guys are putting in certain ways, like, and all that. Like, you have to know that. And it just seems like we try to keep it this formulaic mindset, and then on games like this, we get exposed when we try to do the formulaic mindsets. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. When we try to go, when we play the Houstons and the Rockets and the Celtics and like the elite teams of the league, You tell me those teams just go off a straight formulaic all the time? Like, no,
they don't.
Like, no, bro. Like, we saw last year in the finals, Payne Pritchard was not playing like that. Then the finals was that man playing a whole bunch because it's not Brad. Who the coach of the the crazy dude. I can't think of the dude in the coach.
What team?
He just for the Celtics. He just slipped my mind. His name just slipped my mind for a second. He crazy. Mazzulla. Yeah. Payne Pritchard. Whatever that man name is, he crazy. That's all I know. He crazy as hell. I don't think he's right in the mind, honestly. No, but like Payne Pritchard did not play a lot in the regular season, but he played a lot in the freaking finals. Why? Because matchups, and they said we need another spark out the bench that can be just a microwave off the bench, and he played a lot. Like, you have to know those things, and when you play a team like the Thunder, who is systematically together. Mm-hmm. You gotta know how to counteract that. You have to. Like, you have to know how to counteract that. Like, he got outcoached yesterday. Like, straight up. Like, yeah, we got outplayed. Yes, we got straight up outplayed. But you also got outcoached. And both of those things are a problem.
And I don't think it's just like, because you got some people that, they're gonna ride for Jenkins and say, oh, it was so many other things that happened. Yes, bro. Yes, you're 100% right. Excuses. This is gonna transition us into it.
Excuses. That's all I keep hearing, bro.
What I just said on Twitter to somebody that commented something to me, I said, bro, or maybe I retweeted something. I said, oh, that's fine, but like, let's get to the root cause. It's a root cause of all of this. Like, you can say, oh yeah, they gave up these many free throws. It's not on Jenkins. Jenkins is not out there playing defense. Jenkins is implementing the system and making them run a specific system. You want to know why? Because your star player was irritated as hell about the system they was running because of the way, like, be quiet, Chris. Like, bro, like, yeah. I mean, it's easy to tell. This ain't. You can look at it and see, like, Ja has been visibly just irritated,
frustrated,
going on, and he comes back and he out there just hooping. Like, and then now you go back to, I don't know what conversations are happening and things like that. But you said something. What did you just say that maybe I was trying to respond to? Because I got so many thoughts in my head about this situation, bro. What did you
formulate?
Oh my God.
You gotta know how to adjust.
You were talking about he got out coached.
Yeah, he got out coached. Yeah.
I'm not gonna even say like in game. It's just from a preparation standpoint. I remember Brevin, he's talked about it this year a lot. And y'all better start peeping what Brevin be talking about, because I know everybody feels like what Brevin says is law and is the gospel, and I agree a lot.
Brevin's a smart dude. He was smart.
But y'all definitely people try to spin narratives on what Brevin is saying, good and bad. Just listen to what Brevin is saying half the time, and don't try to use it as a attack on people that are pointing out the exact same thing Brevin is saying. They're just maybe not are saying it in the same way as Brevin. Because Brevin he said something. I mean, he said so much about the way that in-game stuff needs to happen, preparation and stuff needs to happen. And then we go out there and it's like, what is he doing? Like, what, like, if Brevin can see it as he's commentating and talking to y'all on national TV, we can see it from home. We can see it in the stands. You can't see this stuff as the guy that is the coach that they're paying me. You can't see this? Okay. So, yeah, it was a preparation thing he got out coached with, but it's also, like you said, being able to get them guys fired up and say, okay, all right, enough is enough. Let's go hoop. Let's go hoop. Your players are starting to say it, Edie. At some point, it's just basketball. Gigi said last night, man, we just, physicality, we kind of just cave in. You know what I'm saying? They put an elbow into you. Next thing you know, we dodging, we trying to get out the way.
If your youngest dude on the team is saying that, it's a problem. If your youngest second year, really rookie year, because Gigi, he played half the season last year. This is his first, well, not he really. He played 82 games. He still ain't played 82 games yet. So really, your rookie, if your youngest dude on the team that should be a freshman in college right now, might I add, is saying that, you got a problem.
They probably don't let Gigi talk too much more, because he's been saying a lot lately on the slick.
Because the young dudes don't know. They just be saying what's on their mind. Young dudes, Gigi don't got the PR training yet. He don't got the media training, all that. Like, he just saying Julie was on. He's just saying Julie was on his mind, and Gigi is the most sanctified dude on that team. But Gigi gonna tell his mind though. As much as Gigi praised the Lord, Gigi also go call stuff how it is. That's why I love Gigi so much. Hopefully I get to meet that dude one day, because that dude is something up with him, like in a good way. Like he gonna, if your youngest guy on the team is saying that like systematically we're not physical enough, that is a problem, because it should start at the helm with the leadership and also the guys, Josh, Jaren, and Bane. Right. Y'all, that should set the standard. There should be no way that a Memphis team, like forget Memphis Grizzlies, Memphis should be complaining about physicality. Like Memphis it's and the physical, truth, though. Like it should. That should
look
not
at your
be a
bigs. Look at your bigs, bro. You're bigs. I'm sorry, you're bigs. Jaren is playing aggressive. I mean, you can say what you want about down, and I get that part. He's been playing aggressive as of late. Edie crazy. Edie want to get in there. He's messing up. He's learning. He's a rookie, but he's playing. I mean, he ain't
playing hard.
Like he playing tough. Yeah. But your backups when they come in, BC is 6'7" at best.
Pogo.
He ain't got no weight to him.
He ain't doing. He ain't banging.
Move.
He's not banging.
Limited as hell. And Santi, we already know I could go out there and elbow Santi, and he's probably got a whole foot on me. Like
he's a small forward, a 7-foot body. He's a small forward, a 7-foot body.
Like I'm cool, and he ain't. Don't get me started talking about Santi. I'm so sick of this experiment. Can't say he's always been the one to tell the truth. Yeah, absolutely.
Gigi call how it is, man.
Yeah, they ain't got to him yet, and I hope they don't. It's like they infect these dudes with like a virus. You know, like a computer, you look on a bad site and your computer just get this virus. It's like I get it. It's positivity. I get that. We on the same page, but at a certain point, you can't fake it without. At a certain point, you just kind of cave in and explode because you seeing the BS that's in your face. And that's why I want to kind of talk. Oh, let me say this real quick. That's what I was talking about with Brevin. The reason why I was bringing up Brevin. Damn, I lost it again. Oh my God.
People saying taking what he says gospel, but when people say what they say in a different ways, they think we being negative. Or
it was something that he was saying. Oh, we was just sitting here talking about on the commercial, how he was talking about pick and rolls and things like that. You got people sitting here. Well, it ain't the offense, it's this, that, and the third. Well, no, Brevin just said, even on this commercial from one of their latest shows, like you got to get him involved with pick and roll. You got to, y'all just being negative. Y'all Grizz Dog Twitter for talking about the minutes and rotation. That's all y'all can say. Well, Brevin just talked about on the last episode where star players can't be letting teams dictate their minutes. Oh, but y'all thought he was just talking about Zion. Yeah, he didn't say Ja Morant, but he said star players. Like, read between it. Man, I love Brevin, bro.
Y'all forget Brevin works for the Grizzlies, right? Y'all know that, right? Like, we don't work for the Grizzlies. Like, Brevin, if Brevin not saying that he works for the Grizzlies, that probably speaks volumes about what's really getting talked about in that organization. Like,
you want to take it gospel, man, just don't leave it out. Don't leave it out when it's inconvenient for your narrative. Like, no. Yeah, like, take what he's saying.
Come on, man. Yeah, like, Brevin a smart dude. He ain't gonna say nothing out the rim that he don't see, because he's with these guys.
Basketball player.
He's a basketball player. What
did he say? I think he said last week. He said, "Man, I can't get down this." Oh, this is the other thing. System. Thank you. This is the main thing I wanted to talk about. Thank you. It hit me, so I got to say it. He was talking about how he can't really get down with this new NBA because we'll have 3-on-1 fast breaks, and instead of using the 3-on-1 and getting the layup, we're settling for the 3, and it's literally a 50-50 chance on what's going to happen. He's like, this new NBA, I don't get that. But y'all will sit here and say, well, no, man, the system is to get more threes. What team gets more threes, we're going to win. And, the system is amazing and all this stuff. Fred Wells came on Anthony Sain's show and said that the coach don't like them shoot mid-ranges. He probably shouldn't have said that. He may not get to speak no more in the media. Like, people are telling you the bullshit that they see, but y'all don't want to accept it, bro. Like, this is what just irritates me. We say the same stuff, whether it's on the timeline, whether it's on this show. Y'all get on the guys that run spaces about, whether it be wild or whatever. Everything's kind of coming back down to, what people have been talking about for the last year or so. And you got certain people are starting to turn, and more people starting to see the BS. But you got some people that just, it don't matter what happened, they're going to ride with what they saying. So it is what it is, bro. On this deadline, let's just go moving to this, because I know we kind of later than what we want to, be. Marcus Smart basically gets salary dumped.
Pretty much, yeah.
Let's start there. Your reaction. We're real quick, because we gotta peel these layers back. But real quick reaction when you saw he got salary dumped.
I had a lot of different reactions. My first one was like, that's all. Like, that was my first reaction. I was like, I suspect this Smart. Yeah, and everybody knows I'm speaking as a Marcus Smart fan, despite him. I've always liked Marcus Smart, so I understand my bias because I've liked him since he was in Oklahoma State, like because he played defense, he played hard, yeah.
So guy, bro.
Yeah, like I immediately my Marcus Smart bias. I suspected he was gonna get moved, but I was like, Lee was like, that's it, like that's all you could have got was just a salary dump. We couldn't get no value back for a guy that being that he was unavailable in the lineup, I still feel he could have added value to this team when he's healthy. Like, I still feel like, yeah, he probably wouldn't have been playing like that, yada, yada, yada. Cool. I'm not saying he should have been playing above GG or Vince or none of that, but I feel like he could have still added value to the team. So when he just got salary dump, I was like, that's all. No actual, like, one-to-one value we get back. So, like, because I was calling because I was just like you, I was talking to my dad, like the whole like trading, like I'm calling him like, that's all we got. Like, cause it was like, he got traded like the deadline was at 3. He got traded like at 150. I mean, like 250.
No.
Like 250.
It was, Eastern time. No.
Yeah.
That John came through it like, it was at 2:00 Central Time, bro. That John came through on the phone like 158.
Yeah.
Like it was literally last minute.
It was like last. I was like, that's all? Like, we couldn't get nobody call or pick up the phone and say, yo, we can get something. So that's what my first reaction. Because I was like, as much we put into Marcus Smart, like bringing him in and all that, like give him all the time he needs to get healthy, like cool, as he should. We did right by him. But you got to get something back. Like you have to, like to feel a need or a hole within the team. So I was disappointed in hearing that, like, yo, we just salary dumped him. Like, because that doesn't propel our team. Right. Anyway, like if that's the case, you could have kept him on the team and just sat him, and we could have let him go in free agency if that's the case. Right. Like that's literally what we could or should have done, depending on who you ask. I feel like him being on the bench could still add some player veteran experience and value to the team, which this team clearly needs. Right. I'm not saying he should have been playing 15, 20, 25 minutes a game. I know that. As a Marcus Smart fan, I get that. But you got to get something back for what he adds to the team, either intangibles on and off the court. So I was very disappointed into seeing that he just got salary dumped wholeheartedly.
For me, man, like I'm with you 100%. It was irritating to see that they only salary dumped him. Because my thing is this: I'm 100% with you, and I said this in many conversations. Like me and Sane done went back and forth on this so much, and I keep telling, like I get his point of view, but like with him, I can't see it any other way than what I see it. I just refuse to, bro. Like I can be stubborn. It is what it is. You can't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Maybe a month and a half ago, we were in talks with Brooklyn with the Brooklyn Nets. And that's probably why you didn't get Cam Johnson. It's call it what it is. I said it on here before. You got cute. You tried to just basically do a pick swap and move back a couple spots when you could have just gave them folks the first they wanted, maybe even gave them another second round, whatever you want to do. And you had everybody on the timeline basically saying, "No, I'm glad Kleiman stood on 10 toes. He didn't do that deal. He didn't get him an extra pick. He didn't overpay for DFS.
F them picks, bro. I'm so sick of that. Damn, I'm sorry. I just hate them conversations. I just can't. I'm sorry, bro. I'll keep going.
You don't get that deal done. So everybody's optimistic. Oh man, he's gonna get something done. We've talked about it on here. These guys, they literally are in prime position. You got your young core, you got your main core, you got all your draft picks, you got flexibility with contracts. You should be getting something back to help these dudes going into the playoffs. We are in prime position. You're gonna have to pay Jaren big money really, really soon. Like it just makes sense to do it now. And you go out there, and I threw this out there on a thread I put out there the other day. Like, is it a very real possibility that Kleiman and company like shot themselves in the foot with letting Smart sit for so long? How long has he been able to play? It's no coincidence that he goes out there the very night before the deadline. Whether it was y'all saying, "Look, just go out there so you can show you can play a little bit, so we can maybe move you." That's kind of dumb, but whatever. If I'm another team, I don't know if I'm gonna make a rash decision off of one night before the deadline, because clearly I just saw him. He did his presser with the Wizards yesterday. He still got some on his finger. Maybe he got rushed back. Maybe he's not ready yet, and maybe that's why teams didn't want him. But he even threw some little shade in his opening presser too, bro. Did you get a chance to watch that?
Nah, then what'd he say?
he basically was talking about, he threw some things out there about, I love this, I love this city, and I've been here before. Me and my wife, I have a lot to do here and things like that. Memphis smaller, so not, basically ain't, a lot to do there. He also had a spot in there where he talked about young guys needing to listen to vets that have been where they're trying to go. And he just got there with the Wizards. He just got there. So I'm not saying it's no way he's had those kind of conversations with those guys yet, because he just got there. Like, and he even threw Jordan Poole in what he was saying about the vets, which people can say what they want. Jordan Poole, he's a champion, right?
Yes, he is.
Like, he's been there with Steph. He can be goofy afterwards and whatever, but he's been there. So he wasn't talking about Jordan Poole. He was talking about, he said, me, Poole, and Brogdon have been where young guys are trying to go. I think it was a little shade in there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know the specifics, because I even said he was a pro while he was here.
Yeah, professional.
But, it could have been some conversations that happened where he kind of felt like, hey, all right, it is what it is. What I can't really do no more here. Obviously because his body, number one. But then, two, he saw the right on the wall. We second in the West without you, things like that. But anyway, with that trade, bro, it just was, for me, just a slap in the face, because Kleiman got up there 2 seasons ago after the trade deadline and said, oh no, that was after the season. And the infamous quote that we all bring up and talk about, was it a mistake to triple down on youth? We've been talking about that for 2 seasons. You quadruple down. What's the fifth? Is it
quintuple?
You quintupled down on youth again, because you did nothing to shore up this roster. A salary dump right now to me makes no sense when you can have him at least as an expiring contract over the summer or going into the next deadline. But this is why I've been saying on this show forever, Evan, like, I'm tired of us saying, let's wait till the summer or let's wait till the deadline. Because you know what happens, Evan? When the deadline comes, whether it's the summer or the trade deadline, they don't do shit. They haven't. They've got Luke Kennard for 3 second-round picks. Whoop-de-doo. Luke is having his worst stretch of the season right now, and we're giving him minutes. He did really good before that, but now he's struggling again. You gave up 2 first-round picks for Smart, and then instead of giving an extra, just giving a pickup for DFS, would essentially be the replacement for Marcus Smart, because that deal still could have happened. You don't get DFS because you didn't want to give up just 1 pick, and now you had to pay pay somebody a pick to get off of him. When you could at least have him as an expiring contract going into the summer. That $20 million is way worth more as an expiring than it is with an extra year.
Yeah, it is.
I don't get that shit, bro, at all. And I heard people now they trying to code. Oh, well, that opens up the mid-level exception for the summer, so you can use
care.
That.
We try to win a championship this year.
Mid-level?
Yeah,
like we try to win a championship this year, bro. Like,
oh, you talking about the mid-level they barely used since Kleiman has been here? He's barely used it.
Like, bro, it's like bro, like that whole thing, because like you said, the same pick we didn't want to give to DFS. For DFS, we trading it for Mark Smart's not as good as DFS right now.
Smart with the pick, you could have got DFS.
That's
insane.
That is insane. The DFS that feels they need. He's 6'9", he can shoot the ball and primarily play defense because he's not shooting the ball.
Just sitting the whole second half. Well, half him last night for sure.
He isn't shooting for the Lakers right now, but at least he's playing some dang defense. Like, hey, you can never have too many guys that can guard multiple positions. Like, I know that. I'm not an NBA coach. I'm not an NBA GM, but at least I understand if you have a guy that can guard multiple people on the floor, I think that's a valuable asset to have in your team. Every week we have to watch team, maybe. Like, it's
thank you.
Because we're the only team that are in the upper echelon of the NBA that don't want to make any moves. Like, we make safe moves. Like, we don't want to take a swing to get somebody because, oh, what if like, bro, forget all that. Like, you have to be serious. Bro, we just saw the Cavs, who's been the best team in the East, go get DeAndre Hunter. Upgrade from Karis LeVert. Who else did they get? I thought they traded Karis LeVert. And Karis LeVert is a bucket. He's a good player. But DeAndre Hunter is an upgrade. He can shoot.
We need a starter. We need a starter.
A starter. Because they had Max Strus starting at the 3. That's not happening no more. They had Karis LeVert coming off the bench, and Max Strus is starting. DeAndre Hunter can do everything Karis LeVert can do, and can play better defense. And he don't need the ball in his hands to score. That is a one-to-one upgrade move that can possibly propel them to where they want to go. Like, and they're having
about Ben Simmons. They immediately was in the conversation to get Ben
to
Simmons
get him, and now he's going to a team that we could probably see in the first round, the Los Angeles Clippers. And what is he? A big wing that can guard multiple positions.
Rebound.
And what don't we have? A big wing. And like, it's 1-to-1. You feel me? Like, everyone around you is doing things that. Okay, yeah, let's do, like, you feel me? Because we probably need
get a little stronger. Let's just get a little stronger. Because we know that the group that we have, Darius Garland came in the same draft as John. What's the difference? Yeah, you got Donovan, but everybody else is young as hell on that team.
Evan Mobley is young. Jared Allen's the oldest guy. He's like 28, 29, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, like he's nowhere.
Is he the oldest?
Jared Allen, he may be always like rotation guy on that team. Real talk.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Like, come on, dog.
Let me look at Jared Allen. He got to be the oldest rotation guy that plays a lot on that team. He's been in the league for a little minute.
I would, but what they are gonna do is totally.
Jared Allen is 26. What the hell? He's 20.
That team is young as hell, and they're trying to win a championship right now
with the same age group. Yeah,
a year.
Because Donovan, how old is Donovan? Donovan got to be like 27, probably. Donovan's 28.
He's the oldest then. Well,
yeah, like Donovan's 28.
The main guy.
The rotation, main rotation.
Yeah, like, bro, this. To answer your question, Thomas, I would at this point, like, I'm team start GG at the 3 at this point, especially if you're gonna quintuple down on you, like, go all the way at this point. Just go ahead and insert GG, let him get figured out, get his bumps. And I understand wanting to close with Vince because y'all saw last night Vince's energy, but he's the only one that when they were down, basically you couldn't tell they were down because that fool crazy out there just doing whatever.
His mind don't work properly. Something is up with that man.
I love it.
I love it. Like, I
just pray he stay healthy. That's it. I just pray
stay healthy and keep getting in shape, bro. Just keep getting in shape. Like, I don't know where I was. Where was I? Anyway, about the moves. Like, everyone around you is making moves. Like, I think it was on like 4 teams that didn't make moves. Like it was like the Celtics, the Nuggets, it wasn't the Hawks. It was like 2 other teams, but they were like bad teams. It didn't matter. But like those are every other team in the league. We saw
the Thunder really didn't, but they made their moves in the summer though. Again,
they got Alex Caruso again. I got they need another wing defender, and what they do got a wing defender and Hardenstein. Sign and trade. Like, they made their moves to propel them to the next level. But we so high and mighty, we're just gonna rock out. Like, I think John, Jared, and Bane are one of the best cores in the league, but just unequivocally, this roster is not built to win a championship right now with everything else going on in the league.
That they've been saying the whole year. That shit ain't realistic, bro.
Like, bro, we just saw the Los Angeles Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks make 2 big-ass moves for 2 franchise cornerstones, and in a playoff series, I don't know if I want to see neither one of them. I don't. I don't want to see. We just saw, hopefully AD is okay because he just got hurt in the last game. Hopefully praying for his health. Even though I'm not you don't want to get injured. But I don't want to play Kyrie and Anthony Davis and PJ Washington and Klay Thompson. And like, I don't know.
You know what's so crazy about that, bro?
What?
AD could sit for the rest of the season and get healthy, and that team's still gonna be good to get to the playoffs.
They can be in the play-in. Yeah, they can keep them on ice because we got like how many games left in the season? Like a little under 30 games left in the season, like something like that. They could sneak into the play-ins, play us in the first round, and knock our ass out if we don't come to play. Like, because Kyrie is good enough to carry that. Kyrie is supporting cast.
Absolutely.
People get Kyrie messed up. Kyrie is still a top 15 player in the league.
Because you ain't talking about basketball. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. People talk about narratives. Talk about basketball. Kyrie cold as hell.
He can still carry that team to a play-in spot and keep them afloat. And AD don't got to lift a finger until the play-in. And they can win 1 game or maybe 2 games and be fine. Then they got to play us in the first round. Like, see, Coach Vaughn kept saying it, and I wish Vaughn was in the space. I'm gonna tweet this to Vaughn. Serious teams make serious moves, and that's what it comes down to. We can speak all day that like we're a serious team, but we're not making serious moves. All the league started to, but they've won 9 games. They've won 9 games this year.
That tells you how good our talent is. It's just not being managed properly.
It's not being
right there.
Yeah, and yes, you bringing in keeping the Marcus Smart team could have added value, but if you bring in a DFS, still has been in playoff series. We all know what Cam Johnson could have brought to this team. Mm-hmm. Like even bringing in another big, like we could have got a big on a buy market to show Edie the ropes that's been there. Like we could have got somebody that has been there. You're just tripling down on a court that's had 2 playoff series. 2.
Let's talk about Kleiman real quick.
I'll say one. Let me say one thing.
Go ahead.
The only team in the recent memory that I can feel like that have won a championship with little playoff experience was the Warriors. The first championship. Even in the Warriors went to playoffs. The first one they got. But you got to remember they got bounced out by the Clippers one time. They got bounced out by the Nuggets one time, like in 2014 and 2013. And then they got bounced out by the Spurs one time. But I know for sure the Clippers and they got bounced by the Clippers and the Nuggets in the playoffs. That's it. That's the only core that they had very little experience together. But they also had a coach, even though the whole Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr, that's not a conversation. I think Mark Jackson was still a great coach. Just not a conversation for that. They had a coach that knew how to maximize his guys effectively. Because they had the 2 light-skinned brothers that said, yo, we finna have y'all shoot the mess out this ball.
The best shooting backcourt of all time.
We finna have y'all shoot the mess. Draymond, you be crazy and pass these jokers the ball, and we gonna run really fast. Iggy, you be a Swiss Army knife. We gonna win this game.
I was about to say, you failed to bring in one big factor to that. You brought in a veteran. People forget how well Iggy was playing around then.
Yeah, he was an all-star. He was an all-star. He was an all-star. Nuggets to the Warriors.
He was in his prime damn near.
He was playing at an all-star level. He was playing at an all-star level, without a doubt. And we brought him in.
Oh, no, we're going to run with our young folks. Like, we good.
You telling me, and I speak very highly of Ja and Dez, but they're not Steph and Clay. I'm sorry. Like, they're not at least on, like, level of, like, backcourts and, like, all-time backcourts. If them 2 jokers needed a veteran piece to bring in to show them the ropes, how the league and how the playoff series were, like, Iggy was going head up with the big 3 Heat. Y'all forget about that. Iggy and Drew Holiday was in who was they big at that? It was Iggy, Drew Holiday. Who else was they? Who was on that team? Spence. Ooh, somebody else in that 76ers team. Either way, they was going head over the big 3 Heat. That was 5 years before Iggy even went to Golden State. That's experience. Yeah, Evan Turner, like come on. What are we talking about? Bro, like I'm a dude that goes off of history. History says you need a coach that knows what they're doing and guys that have been there. No dynasty or championship team has ever not been there. The Nuggets got
a move to get a guy that got there. I was going back, shout out to the DC, the snapper. We kept going back. He kept trying to tell me that what I was saying was not a fact. Go back even into the last 10 years and give me a champion that has not made, probably if not multiple, they've made at least one elite move to make them a champion. Give me one team.
Celtics got Drew Holiday. We go down the list. The Lakers
and
made a
KP,
bunch of moves. And they got KP.
And Derek White.
And Derek White.
Keep going. Keep going.
The whole trade they made to get Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Let's forget how they shipped Kyrie out. Like championship series move. The Lakers, obviously the AD trade. The Warriors, they got KD. Like we can go down the list. The only thing, let me think what the Nuggets do. The Nuggets brought in somebody. You Kawhi with the Raptors.
Aaron Gordon, Kentavious Caldwell,
Christian,
Bruce Brown, Jeff Green.
Jeff Green.
DeAndre Jordan. I'm sorry,
DeAndre Jordan. Yep.
They brought in multiple vets, made multiple moves over an 18-month span, and we ain't making shit. And we trying to compare ourselves to these teams. Are y'all crazy?
Trying to think who else, because the Warriors. I'm trying to think last 10 years. Warriors, Cavs, obviously.
You know what the Cavs did.
You know what the Cavs did, obviously.
You know what the Heat did.
He did. Heatles. The Lakers got Paul Gasol. The Lakers got Paul Gasol.
Don't forget the Mavs with Dirk and them. They made
Dirk and them. They brought in Jason Kidd. They brought in Jason Terry. Because Jason Terry, he left and then he was on the first team. Then he came back to the second team. Who else they brought in? They got in Tyson Chandler. The Spurs. Shout out to 2014. They had Danny Green. They drafted Danny Green. They drafted Kawhi. They had the big 3. It was Matt Bonner. Was Matt Bonner inbred? He been there. I'm trying to think who else. Gary Neal. Was Gary Neal already there on that team?
I'm trying to I feel like they drafted him too. I feel like
I'm trying to think because that was 2014. But they already had championship pedigree though. That don't count.
Famers and Hall of Fame coach. It ain't the same.
Yeah, they had championship pedigree, and then Kawhi they had a baby Kawhi, and he was just coming up to be who he was. So we just went through the past 15 NBA champions, and not one had just said, "All right, we sticking to our guns. We got this."
Mm-hmm. We gonna be the ones to change.
We're gonna be the ones that change it.
Coach, a good GM, and players that are clearly not molding well with this system. Like
I'm trying to think a team that just. I'm trying to think. Just keep talking. I'm trying to think of somebody that
you keep thinking of that. I'm gonna progress us so we can get out of here real quick. Let's talk about Kleiman real quick as you think on it. Kleiman, as I've said on this show multiple times, he's a liar. We talked about the quadruple down on youth. We obviously see that's a lie. He talked about in his presser that the whole Heat thing. Nope, you're wrong on that one too, man. Drew Holiday was a move for the Bucks.
Yeah, they got Drew Holiday. Yep, and they also had Johnny. Bobby Portis. They also had the DeAndre on that team too. They made moves too.
Yep. Jay Crowder. They made moves. Yeah, no, he may not have been on that team.
No, he was on the Suns. No, he was on the Suns at that point.
Played against them. That ironic.
Yeah.
But yeah, he lied about the tripling down on you. He lied about
Boston Celtics, Tony Allen. Boston Celtics, the MTA on that team. They traded. Anyway, keep going.
You forgot about KG and Ray Allen. Let's not come on.
They traded him. The main pieces. Yeah, they traded for Ray Allen, KG. God dang it. Okay,
it gets worse as you go, bro.
The Spurs again, the Heat. The Heat traded for Shaq. Like, okay,
I'm saying. That's it. That's enough. That's 20 years. That's
2006. Years. We finna get to that's 20 years.
It's nothing to talk about no more. He lied about the Heat deal, talking about we had I don't know why our name got thrown in. Bro, you know why your name got thrown in there. Like, stop playing stupid. Like, you're not gonna keep lining out. They constantly kept bringing up Memphis because it was clear that you was communicating with them.
You wanted that man, bro.
Verified this. Like, stop, bro. Like, why you lying? That's what I like. And then he think it's cute to do that shit. Like, bro, you're failing at your job. Well, we didn't see a deal that we really liked. So we, none of the players that we reached out to got moved. Bro, what? To me, all that says is you once again think I'm the smartest in the room, and instead of just going out and maybe paying an extra pick or two that we fell on in the first round anyway, or that's if we're gonna be good, it's gonna be the last probably 4 picks in the draft anyway. I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna say this. Hold on, let me just say this. Let me just say this, and you can go. It almost tells me that he don't believe in the squad that he got. I'm just gonna say it. I don't care, because if you believed in that squad like a lot of us do, you would have did whatever you had to do, overpay whatever to get them guys the help they needed. And to me, that says fuck them dudes. Go ahead and y'all keep on developing the young talent. We'll see what happens. And y'all, I don't really believe in y'all like that. That's what it said to me. But go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
That I'm gonna think on that. I don't know if I'm with you on that. I see what you're saying now. I'm not saying you don't have any validity what you're saying. I just got to think on that because I never thought about it.
Proved it.
So I'm not saying you're wrong. I just got to think on that one. But the reason on this whole pick situation, why are you valuing picks so much? If you're so good at drafting guys late second round, why are you holding your value with first round picks? And like, if you're that good, because clearly your track record is drafting, why are you holding these picks so close to your heart? Like, we can get a second round pick in any type of deal, anytime. We can make a deal on draft night for a second round pick. Like, you can draft into the Gigi was 45. We can find another 45 pick in the draft. Like, we can. Like, if we're that good at drafting. His crazy self too. Like, we can get somebody in the second round. If you're that good at drafting, why are you holding these picks so valuable to yourself? If you're confident, no matter where you pick in the draft, first round, second round, you're gonna find a gem. So why keep these and you get off of one for Marcus Smart when you couldn't use that same one to get DFS? The math ain't mathing.
It don't make sense, bro.
It don't make sense to me, bro. Like, it just the amount of moves that we don't make that we could have made to like propel this team over the years, like in this whole regime, like we missed out on Mikal Bridges. We didn't get Cam Johnson. We didn't get DFS. Like every guy, OG. Oh my God, I forgot about that one. Like all these guys that like we've claimed to go with, like you haven't put all your shit to the table. KD, Jimmy, but like I didn't want to count it. They're like stars, and that's a whole different count. You can count them, but that's a whole different type of thing. You know, you have yet to put your all chips to the table. You have yet to do that. Like say, I'm all in. We making this move. Forget the salary dump. Like forget the salary cap. Like Toronto merged their whole future for one chip. But it was like, all right, we cool with that. Like that's the most Masai Ujiri. That's the most bold, and I respect him so much of that. Toronto has not recovered from that. Y'all understand that, right? Toronto has not recovered from that. And then he don't care because he got a freaking banner.
Yeah, we can always say we're champions.
I always say we champions. Like everybody's like, oh, the Lakers traded away they got a championship. I don't care what you say. Like
the deal was not a fail because if we make that trade and we competitive for 5-6 years and don't win, who cares?
A championship. Like we can go there. We also go down a list of like how teams have just gone all in for championships. Dallas did not be back to the finals until last year. They didn't come close to the finals again after 2011. Because why? They put all their chips to the table to say, yo, we're going to win this championship. Like, we just saw with the Warriors, they didn't go to the championship for like 2-3 years because it's like, yo, we're gonna forget the salary cap. We're going to trade for KD. We're going to figure out other pieces later. We're going to win these championships, and we're going to have to rebuild. The Warriors were bad for like 2 years. Y'all forget about that. And they had to build themselves back up. We can also go down a list of teams that say, oh, forget it. Hey, we don't care. We'll figure everything out later. Like, we can the Heat were when the Heat won with LeBron, they were bad for years afterwards because they put all their chips to the table, getting LeBron and signing LeBron and keeping D-Wade and Bosh together. They were not competitive. They were made the playoffs one time, but they were not competitive until Jimmy Butler got there.
That's part of the game, bro.
The Lakers with Kobe, after Shaq got traded, the Lakers were bad. Then they traded for Paul Gasol. And what happened after Paul? They were bad again. That's how the framework of the league goes. After you make series moving champions, that's gonna kill your future. I'm sorry. That's like we said before. There's no way you can compete and build for the future at the same time.
You can retool because you gotta think how long the Warriors run was.
They were covered from 2015. Yeah, they were covered from 2015 to 2019. That was their championship winner. They were down for 3, then they won in 2022. So I'm
about to say 2022, and that's just
like I said. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. But they were still they had a lot of teams where they had a lot of guys looking like the Santa Cruz Warriors on some of those teams. Like when they had D'Lo and all them, they had D'Lo for like half a season, traded him like. Yep. They were still not good. Like, regardless retooling injuries, they were still not good. I understand they still made moves necessary to win those championships and they had to retool, making more moves. Like, they brought in Gary Payton Jr. Like, more moves to win the championship. I'm saying that's the history of the league.
What's the alternative? We can just be sorry as hell after a player gets pissed off and leaves, and then now the Sacramento Kings that's been down for 20 years and ain't won a playoff series, or you could be the Minnesota Timberwolves that ain't been competitive for 20 years. Like, it's alternatives. And I live by a quote, bro. Life is hard. Pick your heart. I know it's more to that quote, but like it's like what is it? Discipline is hard or losing in life. It's something, but basically you got to pick your heart. Like something's gonna be hard. Pause. But like
this dude
just sitting back and doing nothing and hoping and praying that these dudes finally figured it out. When they're going in and night out already behind the 8 ball because of whatever system or whatever, strategy that we have. Like, this shit is insane, bro. Like, I hate it. And I said it on Twitter. For me, it's more frustrating because I really believe in them dudes. And it's clear that they're not willing to do what they need to do in the name of flexibility, which we've never done anything with flexibility. We've never done anything.
I'm going to throw one more dynasty, at least the dynasty that's in most people's mind. The Chicago Bulls have not been back to the NBA Finals since Michael Jordan. But you know why? Because they made moves with Jordan And they was like, "Yo, we're gonna be bad. I don't care." They brought in everybody. That's the dynasty, and I'm a LeBron guy, but that's the dynasty everybody holds to high acumen because they ran the dynasty, which they did. But you know why? Because they made moves to surround their best player, and they was like, "Yo, cool, we'll figure out everything else." They brought in Tony Kukoc. They brought in Brian Cartwright. Brought in John Paxson, BJ Horace Grant. They brought in all these guys throughout a 10-year decade stretch to make moves.
And they were down, and guess what happened? You get Derrick Rose, you do that shit again. And if that story happens differently, where he don't get basically career-altering injuries, they do it again.
And they wanted to make moves. They brought in guys to surround you. His knees didn't like him.
It's time out to stop making that excuse about small market, bro. I'm sorry.
Like, Pew don't want to come here, cool, but like make the moves either way. Like, still, like,
go cash out. Yeah,
go cash out. Like, make the moves, bro. Had them figure it out. Like, I'm in the F it and figure it out mindset. That's mindset I am. Like, do the deal and figure out if y'all get paid millions of dollars to manage the team and make the correct moves. Do it and figure out everything. Once you have the guys in your building, you have no other choice but to figure it out. Get the guys in the building first.
Mm-hmm.
Sign the guys. Trade for the guys. Once they get in Memphis. Like, most people don't understand. Most people, like, they always say, "Oh, I didn't expect Memphis to be my home, but now I love it here." That's how most people have their mindset about the city of Memphis. Like, and we're both native Memphians. We understand why that thing's the way it is. We're not gonna talk about that right now. But like, when guys get here, they're like, "Oh, we love it." You think Tony Allen has said he didn't think Memphis was gonna be his. Now he's has a forever home here. Raising Zebo has said Zebo said he didn't want to come to Memphis. He like, "I already been to Memphis my whole life. I don't want to go back to Memphis." And look here, forever home. Always, he's a pillar of the community, pillar of the franchise ambassador, all that.
Yep.
Like, we can go down the list for guys that have said like, "Oh, we didn't." Matt Barnes, when he was here for this, he said, "Yo, Memphis rocked with me." Like, we can go down the list of guys that have come out of this franchise and say like, "Yo, I ain't expected, but this franchise showed me love. All the city showed me love." Like, get them in the building, because if you embrace Memphis will embrace you at the end of the day. We are a city that loves people that pour into us. You can't tell me if you bring one of these big names here and they actually be here for a good amount of time, they're not going to fall in love with it. So you just can't be scared to pull the trigger, man.
Yeah, doing that in the name of signing Jaren, which his deal's not even up for. It's not even up for another 2 years, basically. It's bullshit. It's a cop out. They force feeding y'all dog food and y'all eating it and accepting it, bro. I'm sorry, like that shit don't. It sound cute, but when you just look deeper into it, no, bro. You're not gonna. So you gonna punt on a championship window in the name of re-signing Jaren, where we're gonna basically probably watch rinse, repeat with this shit.
You're gonna resign him anyway. We got his burial rights. We can resign that man anyway. We can go over to salary cap to sign it. We have his burial rights. That's how this.
They're gonna keep drafting second round guys, putting them on two ways and converting them. And they're gonna continue doing this shit and force feeding y'all, saying that they're doing this beautiful thing. And it is what it is. I'll say this, and I'll be done, bro. At the end of the season, we'll see who was right. I don't really care about being right, honestly. If I'm wrong,
I care about a championship. I care about
that's all I care about. But I gotta speak about what I see. We have to speak about what we see on this show, you know, which we've been calling a lot of this shit out for the longest. And it's starting to come to fruition. But at the end of the season, when you look back, everybody that's super positive right now, just make sure y'all had them apologies ready for everybody y'all call stupid, idiots, fools, dummies, the R word, all these slurs and words y'all call people literally for just critiquing basketball. Now, the actual idiots and trolls, cool. But the people that have just critiqued what they're seeing, and y'all got all these little smart remarks and stuff to say, just make sure y'all keep that same energy when this stuff comes to fruition. Because Zach Kleiman, you on the clock, bro. I think you screwed yourself. I do.
This was the season for. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was saying this was the season for him to prove that he should got that Executive of the Year award for years. Like, this is how you prove when you make the moves that can take your team to the next level, and he has yet to do that.
This was year you got freaking Ja Morant, bro.
Like, and TJ, this is. I'm gonna say this, and I'm trying to be done. This and I'm not saying was like the season's over, but this is the year that both of them could have proved like, yo, we should be here. We're the best men for the job. Yada yada yada. Neither one of them are doing that. So if things don't change, if we don't make it to at least the finals, I say finals. Some people say West Coast finals. I say at least the finals. Some things got to shake.
It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. Like we can. I love this thing. It's not happening.
I agree with you, but I hope we're wrong. I hope we figure something out in these next 30 to 35 games. But the writing on the wall says that we are not built to compete on the elite level. Yeah, we can win a series year or two, but I don't want to speak like that. But I gotta.
Yeah, it's not happening, bro. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And if I'm wrong, I'll come back and say it. But that shit not happening.
I'll be happy we wrong. Shoot.
It's too much other stuff. It's too many other factors to it. Like, it's not just our play. It's not just the rookies. It's other stuff. You can clearly see Ja is having certain things that he's going through, whether it be foul calls, hunting for fouls. And you can see that it's just too much, bro, that we've been here long enough. It's too much to unpack to where this shit is literally not going to go the way that we basically at the start of the season was on here and pumping them up. It's just not happening, bro. I'm sorry. So it is what it is. I mean, Kleiman, Jenkins, y'all probably be gone in the offseason. I'm bold enough to say I don't care. Anybody in the Club City grind, I don't care. They should be gone if they're not. And if they're not gone, we even more of an unserious franchise to repeat the same damn cycle that we've been seeing at least for the last 6-7 years, bro. 6 years. I'll say that.
And also, I just gotta say one thing. I don't care if we gonna go on a run and we beat like these sorry team. We gonna go on a run and we gonna go on a run. And we gonna win like 5 our next season. And they be like, people like, see, y'all were tripping, yada yada yada. We're not talking about just the regular season stuff. We're talking about systematically how this team can compete in the playoffs in years to come. When the ball goes, it really matters. We're not speaking. Damn. Oh, sorry. Name wasn't know what happened. We're not speaking for just April 27 when we play whoever. We're speaking about May and June when we actually have to pull our big boy pants on the hoop and play big boy basketball. That's what we're speaking of. So when we go on this run, we're on pace to win 50 games. I don't care. We're on pace to win 50 games. We're gonna be a top 3 seed. Cool, fine, and dandy.
They lose all the time.
If we do what we think that they're gonna do is underperform again, that's when we say reparations gonna need to be there, because there's no reason why this team is in the position in, because we don't want to be back in the Green Guy days where we're winning 50 games every year, but we're not in the upper echelon of compete. And that's what I'm afraid is gonna happen if we don't make some shake. Like, I love the Green Guy, nostalgia, rose-tinted glasses, all for the Grizzlies grind days. But we never once were like, okay, this year we're going to win the chip. Like, we just was never like that. Like,
I ain't going to lie to you. I disagree with that.
What year did you think we just legit going to win the chip?
I'm going to tell you why I felt that way, and this is how I feel about this team now. That team had an identity, number one.
Yeah, we did. Roles. Yeah, for sure.
They had roles. They had defined their roles. They had a coach that no matter how you felt about Lionel, you knew that he was going to do his best to put them guys in the best position. You had guys that no matter what happened, you knew they were going to score the basketball. Scoring was easy. You know they were going to go out there and defend. They had heart. They had passion every single night. That collective era, I'm sorry, bro. Like, yeah, stuff happened on the way. Hindsight is 2020. But when we were actually in that shit, it was years where I was arguing with my friends and people that were talking about basketball. The Grizzlies had a chance every single year. Them battles we had with the Clippers, we were in those games, bro. We were in those series. Those top teams, when we would play the Heatles or we would play OKC, whoever you want to throw out there, we were in those games.
We was competing better. We was definitely competing better, for sure.
With the Warriors, bro, at the end of their of the Green Grind era. But that last year, I think
it's 2015.
When Mike Conley's face was messed up, they were in that series, bro. So no, I ain't gonna lie, I can't rock with that. They were certain situations away. Even 2017, 2018, when Mike Conley in that first round was going back and forth with Kawhi.
We didn't think we was gonna win the championship that year, though. Like, we didn't think we was gonna win the championship. We was the 7th seed.
I ain't gonna lie. It's about taking steps. If we knock them out, which the way Mike was playing, the way they were playing, it was a chance we got by them again. At that point, Fito, fuck how it turned out. We see what happens. with this team, every night that we watch this team, bro, it is like waiting to see a car crash when we are on offense trying to score the ball. Desmond Bane, I'm worried he's gonna come down on his foot or his ankle again every single time. I'm worried that when Ja goes up, when he comes down, what's gonna be happening with him? Jaren, he hit the floor. He's on the floor for 5 minutes because he got kneed in the nuts. It's when you watching this, it's not the same. It's not the same, bro. So I get what you're saying as far as maybe the talent thing, but that team, they had a different aura to them back in the day.
I agree.
This team right here,
I agree.
It's like they work way too hard to get where they at. And you know, again, when you play these top teams, it shows you. OKC scored and they just played basketball against us last night, and they beat our ass, bro. They beat our ass point blank. We can point at all this stuff. They beat our ass, bro. And it's going to happen again in the playoffs because this team has no identity. They have no leadership. They have other stuff going on that we didn't have to worry about, even though the talent is light years past that grit and grind team. Light years. I ain't got nothing else, bro. I'm all out. It is. Look, I'm gonna watch these guys. I'm gonna support them. They fight uphill battles. I love my team. But I just don't have that same. It's not the confidence that I had. And it starts from the top, bro. Once they get out the way, then
see what happens.
We'll see. Yeah, it sucks, bro. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. So anything else you got on this, bro? I'm out. I'm tapped out. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, bro. It's 11:30 and I got a 3-hour drive ahead of me. So yeah. I gotta get to the cribbo. Get to the cribbo.
Man, look, it's been good to get these thoughts off. I've been kind of holding them in the last couple of days. So good to get that off the chest, move forward. Got some games this week. Gonna watch, gonna support. Love them guys. Hope they come out and win. And we'll see y'all next week. As always, go
Grizz.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the No Bluffing Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.